Hey YouTube, I haven't made anything in a long time, and I'm sorry for that. I'm definitely meant to be a lot more active with this channel. I just had a moment where I'm waiting for my therapist session, and I have some time to kill, so I figured I'd do an update. I think I'm at a half a year now, which seems crazy. Time kind of really flew this year. I get asked a lot of the basic questions that I probably should have answered in my videos, but I'll do it here. The one I get asked the most frequently is how much is my dosage? I take 20 milligrams of fluoxetine, which I believe is the smallest. If it's not the smallest dose, then it's pretty close to it. So all of my experiences, take that with a grain of salt. Some people are more sensitive to it. Some people are on 60 and they say they don't feel a damn thing. So definitely on a low dosage, and I'd like to keep it that way. I think if it came to whether or not I wanted to increase my dose, I probably wouldn't. Over the course of the 6 months, I've wrestled with whether or not I want to continue this or leave it behind. Like, I feel like the doom cloud that was once over me has lifted, and I'm curious to know what it's like to go back to it. I've always been pretty into, or pretty in control of my anxiety for the most part. It was usually the depression. That was the overwhelming thing. I always had like a really hard time getting myself out of this like really dark spot. With panic and anxiety, I think I've just had that for so long that I was always really good at the tools to get out of that. So I'm not really worried about that sort of thing coming back. I would be really worried about my depression coming back, only because every time I almost like forget what it feels like, it almost seems like I might have a bad week here and there, even on Prozac. I mean, it's not a miracle cure for who we are as depressed people or anxious people. I mean, you still have good days and bad days, and good weeks and bad weeks even. And there's some weeks that I feel down still, and it makes me nervous to leave it behind, I guess, because life really has improved quite a bit, and it's hard for me to know what is because of fluoxetine and what's not, or Prozac. I mean, life is just changing so much at all the time. I mean, I'm almost 30 now. Life just keeps getting different. So it's really hard to pinpoint the positives. I mean, I definitely can't say that it's a coincidence that I just started Prozac and my life started getting better. So it had to have been at least kicked off by Prozac and the benefits of that. I get frequently asked about side effect stuff, and I've been trying to like answer your comments even though my channel hasn't been active that much. I am still having trouble sleeping, not anything that's like, yeah, I wouldn't trade my depression for this trouble that I'm having with sleeping, put it that way. It's not like something that I would worry about, or if you hear me saying it, that you should freak out about. It's basically in the morning. I always have like, I used to sleep through the night all the time. I used to have a really hard time falling asleep. I don't know if I said this in another video, because I feel like I've said this out loud before. I never had I used to have trouble falling asleep, but I would stay asleep and sleep through the night like a rock. Whereas now I fall asleep much quicker, much quicker, like half the time, if probably even more than that. But I do have a hard time staying asleep for most of the night. It's usually like early morning hours I get woken up, and even then maybe I'll be up for 20 minutes or so, but I'll usually fall back asleep. I'm not like a zombie throughout the day. Although, talking with other friends who do Prozac, they say that their main side effect is sleepiness throughout the day. And I would admit, sometimes out of nowhere, I feel like this big burst of just tired, I guess. But I don't know if it has anything to do with the sleeping or more to do with the drug itself. I saw one of the commenters was really nervous about what I said about feeling high. Also take that with a grain of salt. I am a pretty heavy weed smoker, and I use CBD, and I drink a lot. maybe not a lot, but yeah, but actually maybe a lot. I do drink a lot compared to the average person. My reality might be different than your reality. Things that I feel might be affected by other things. So as much as I know you're even watching this video right now because you're looking for some advice or guidance or something on somebody's experience in Prozac, don't take what I say as gospel, I guess. It's kind of scary to have anyone worried about something that I say or anything in this. That's definitely not the point of these videos. I guess I just want to talk about my experience with the drug like I would if you were sitting in my car with me or something. The only negative side effect that came up after my initial thing, almost everything went away. Every feeling that I had in those original videos went away for the most part, I would say, other than the sleep thing. The only other one that I've been noticing now, and it's something that I've always been really a shaky person. Like, my hands are never really steady. In fact, my parents used to bust my balls when I was a little kid about being so shaky, and what are you, nervous? And you're like a little chihuahua shaking, blah, blah. I feel very shaky now. Just randomly throughout the day. It's usually I'm the most shaky right in the morning or right before a meal. It's almost like that low blood sugary kind of shaky. Totally, I think it's atypical. I noticed that it is a side effect online that I see other people say. Other people I talk to about Prozac have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. So, again, maybe I'm a weird person. Maybe it's just because I've been shaky and it just makes it that way times 2 or something. But I don't know. 6 months in, I plan on keeping it going for as long as it keeps doing its thing. I think I have a appointment with my doctor in another couple months to discuss it, what I want to do with it. Maybe next year I'll give it a shot without it and see how I feel. I mean, it's hard to imagine going back to being as depressed as I once was. So, who knows? Well, please ask me any questions. I will always answer you in the comments at least, and if not, I'll try to make a video answering things. 6 months in, doing pretty good. I'm also doing other positive things that I think you should all do. I've been seeing a therapist since I was like fucking 18 or something like that. I mean, that's what I just said. I was waiting in my therapist's driveway right now. So, therapy, exercise, hiking, drink a fuck ton of water. All those positive things that you know you need to do. And I don't know, don't worry. I know saying don't worry to an anxious person is like blasphemy, but seriously, don't worry yourself. You'll scare yourself more than the effect of the drug or anything like that will do, I promise. It wouldn't be prescribed to millions and millions of people if this was a very dangerous thing or something to be scared of. So just know that everyone's different. Know that whatever crazy thing you hear online or you see in comments or something like that may or may not apply to you. So I hope this helps someone. Hopefully it won't take me 6 months to make another video. I will check in, and like I said, ask me anything anytime and I will totally answer you. Thanks, guys.